Good afternoon. I'm Tim Baker from Refinitiv. Hopefully a few of you know who Refinitiv are. We're the spin-out from Thomson Reuters, the financial and risk division. We're a $6 billion company. We were spun out and owned by Blackstone in October. I run the labs at Refinitiv, and I'm delighted to be here to introduce Jennifer Lum. Jennifer runs Forge.AI. I think it's her 5th startup. The 4 prior startups have been successful exits, including one to Apple. So welcome, Jennifer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Lum, and I'm one of the co-founders of Forge.AI. At Forge, we're focused on entity intelligence. By entities, we mean companies, people, concepts, and the events that impact them over time. Many of your organizations are made up of tens of thousands of entities, employees, subsidiaries, products and services, and all day long, your companies are making decisions based on thousands of external entities. Customers, suppliers, competitors. It's becoming an increasingly impossible task to source the information needed to make entity-based decisions in real time, and that's where Forge comes in. Forge sources and structures the world's information in real time, providing machine-readable entity intelligence data to enable better analysis and decision-making. Here's some of the ways that financial organizations are using our entity intelligence data today. They're monitoring for emerging risks and updating their models in real time for tens of thousands of companies. They're monitoring for news and information related to any number of portfolio holdings and updating credit and valuation models. They're modeling for potential impacts due to supply chain events, continuously updating knowledge bases and knowledge graphs, and surfacing real-time events in dashboards and applications. As you know, approximately 80% of data scientists' time is spent manually collecting and preparing data so that it can be used for modeling and analysis. Forge's platform automatically collects information from thousands of sources and transforms entities and events into a structured machine-readable format. Customers build filters to specify the types of entities and events that they would like to receive from Forge, and then consume our data via API or from our cloud-hosted data warehouse. Forge dramatically improves information coverage and data usability so that data scientists can focus on modeling and analysis rather than data prep. Let's walk through a few practical examples of how our data can be used. Let's say a data science team developed a model off of our data to identify anomalous news activity and fed the output into this dashboard. You can see that the model has identified some outliers in pink. Let's take a look at this outlier. It's AbbVie. AbbVie isn't scheduled to announce earnings. We don't know of any M&A activity, so what's going on here? AbbVie's just announced its first regulatory approval for a new drug. This is an example of how our data can create immediate situational awareness to drive action. Our second example is focused on company risk dynamics. Forge processes SEC filings in real time and provides topic vectors as a numeric representation of the risk factors that can be found in 10Ks and Qs. Quants can use these topic vectors to compute changes in a company's risk profile over time. Here, we see that Prosper Marketplace is exhibiting the greatest amount of change since the previous reporting period. Because we allow quants to perform mathematical operations over the text transformed by Forge, they can now model and analyze information in new ways. Our final example is a supply chain monitoring example. In May of last year, we picked up an article that talked about a fire at an auto parts plant in Detroit. This plant was owned by Meridian Magnesium Products of America. Our platform instantly identified its parent company, but more importantly, it identified Meridian as a key supply chain partner to Ford. It wasn't until 7 days later that the media reported on this supply chain event, and that's when market movement followed. But Ford wasn't the only company impacted by this event. Many other companies were impacted, including Meridian's bank, their shipping company, hedge funds, mutual funds that were invested in Ford, and also Meridian's insurance company. Some of the world's largest financial institutions and the US national security sector are leveraging Forge's entity intelligence data to drive better results. We're actively seeking partnerships with financial services organizations who would like to use our data to fuel There are models, applications, and data science teams. If you're interested in learning more, please send me a note or find me after the session. Thank you.